Have you ever wondered what it would be like to work on a team that makes a real difference, that even saves people's lives? To use your skills to give emergency medical aid to accident or heart attack victims? For excitement, variety, and satisfaction, consider working as an EMT, an emergency medical technician, on an ambulance unit.
We had a heart attack one time that we got called for chest pain or trouble breathing. When we got there, she was out of it, and we brought her back. And that was just a really good feeling.
Right after high school, 2 years ago, Chris Burton took an entry-level job with Tech Ambulance. Tech is a privately owned ambulance service hired by hospitals and nursing homes to provide medical transport and emergency care. While he was still in high school, Chris had already taken his first step toward a career in medical emergency services by taking courses at a local hospital.
I was 4 years old when I first wanted to be a paramedic. You have to be 21 to get on a fire department. Then I found out that the private ambulance, you only have to be 18. I took it while I was in high school. It's given at the hospital. That's how much I wanted to do it.
After Chris received his EMT license, he was hired at Tech. At first, Chris worked to get comfortable with the equipment. Then he spent 80 hours with an ambulance team as a third member, working under supervision.
I started off as washing the rigs and checking them. Checked them out and made sure that everything was ready for the morning. And then I was a full EMD. And I rode along so many hours as a third. And they put me on, and I've done it for a year and a half.
Chris is teamed with Tony Anderson on an ambulance. Tony holds the more advanced position of paramedic. They both start out early in the morning.
5 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock at night. And we check out the rig in the morning. We find out where we're going. There might be, 3 calls on the board in the dispatch area. But they could change any minute. We could be told we're going down to the city and then pull out of the parking lot and go to a nursing home right here in McHenry.
Chris and Tony serve emergency and rescue situations, as well as provide medical transport. Every call, every day is different.
That's the good thing, though. You never know what you're getting into in the morning.
When an emergency call does come, Chris and Tony are ready for anything, from an automobile accident with severe injuries to a baby who can't wait to be born. If they receive a call about a patient complaining of chest pains, that may mean she's having a heart attack. Chris and Tony attend to different tasks and act immediately.
If we had a patient that had chest pain, then I would take vital signs, respirations, and blood pressure and pulse, check her pupils, see if she's coherent, see her level of conscious.
Because Tony is trained in advanced life support techniques and can administer drugs if needed, he rides to the hospital beside the patient to monitor her condition and care for her.
We have standing protocols, which is a book of orders that a doctor has written up. The hardest part is memorizing and learning all the drugs and dosages. We have dopamine, atropine, epinephrine, lidocaine, glucose. You have to know how much you need to give for each different patient, depending on their age, their weight.
A big part of working as a team in such potentially stressful and sometimes dangerous situations is building a sense of trust and comfort with one another. Tony and Chris must depend on each other.
You need a lot of trust between you and your partner. After a period of time, you get into a groove. We can go to a call, and I know what Chris is going to do, and he knows what I'm going to do.
Chris and Tony not only work to save others, but look out for each other.
There's a little saying in EMS, paramedics save lives, but you have to remember, EMTs save paramedics. Because sometimes we forget the basics because we're so in tune to go advanced. And the EMT will say, wait a minute, what about this? And that just saved the paramedic.
Working with an experienced paramedic is good for Chris. He receives continual on-the-job training every day that he works on this ambulance unit. The experience is an education in itself. In a few months, Chris will attend paramedic school. The company will reimburse the tuition for his training. Chris clearly appreciates all that he is learning from Tony. He recalls a situation with Tony that required some fast thinking.
Oh yeah, he's a great teacher. He taught me just simple things like running a line, starting the IV. One heart attack that we had, he started it in the pinky.
The fire department kept missing or blowing for one reason or another the IV, so I said, okay, we need to get a line set so we can get some drugs in or get her going. And I saw a small vein right on the pinky here, just above the knuckle. And so I attempted it, and we got it. It was a very touchy IV, so I took a pencil and made her finger straight and taped the IV to it, and it worked, and we got her back.
The ability to come up with creative solutions on the spur of the moment, the way Tony did, is just one of the qualities that EMTs and paramedics need to develop.
You have to keep control of the situation, be able to adapt to different situations, because one thing is never going to be like another. It's always going to be changing on you, and when you least expect it. The biggest thing is you need to have confidence. You need to say to yourself, I can do what I am going to do, and I can do it well to the best of my ability. If you don't have that, you're not going to make it out here.
As an EMT, Chris has taken the first big step to realizing his dream of a career in emergency health services. Tony considers it part of his job to help Chris reach his goal of becoming a paramedic.
I try to make him feel like he has to take charge of a scene more and more and more, because in a couple months or maybe a year, soon he'll be on his own as the lead paramedic after he gets certified. He's going to need to have that experience as leading a call. Unlike
Chris, Tony did not realize that he'd like to be a paramedic until high school. His first thoughts about it came when he decided to become a lifeguard.
Actually, it's kind of a funny story how I got into this field. I was about 15, and we went to the beach. We saw some lifeguards. I was in the wrong crowd, and they're like, you'd never make it. Well, that summer I was the youngest lifeguard in Illinois. I realized that you need to be a little bit more serious in school. I put my mind to it. And from that point on, I just moved up. Went on to first responder. I took EMT course, and now I'm a paramedic.
Tony worked to hold the position he holds today. He focused his energy and set goals for himself. He has many thoughts for the future of his career.
I'm working on a bachelor's in EMS and a bachelor's in fire science. I'm part of multiple rescue teams, diving, rope rescue, helicopter rescue. Now I'm getting to the point where I like to teach. I teach EMT course, I teach the first responder course. I am a CPR instructor trainer, so I can train people to be instructors for CPR. And then I teach the basic first aid to lay people too.
If you're interested in becoming an EMT, you should focus on science, math, and language arts courses. Working as a lifeguard and taking some preliminary courses in emergency care is a good idea to see if you think you'd like this kind of work. All states require certification to become an EMT. You could look into it at your local community college or hospital. Rayanne Fuller, Tech's Director of Human Resources, has some additional tips for someone interested in this work.
Somebody seeking a position here has to fill out a complete application. I pay attention to their handwriting, to their sentence structure, to their spelling. All of those things say a lot about how much they value the position. It also reflects how well they're going to do medical documentation. I pay attention to their appearance. Personal appearance is a big issue for us because the patients they're taking care of will make an opinion of us as a company, will make an opinion of the care they're going to get.
Does a career in emergency care services sound right for you? Nobody would doubt that Chris and Tony have action-filled, rewarding jobs, but the excitement of EMT work may not be for you. Even so, the emergency medical services field offers other opportunities to help people in need. You could be a Medicist van driver, providing transport for people with special needs. Supply technician, preparing ambulances for going on call. You too could do something that makes a difference. At the same time, you could be building a rewarding career. Learn more about a career that interests you. Maybe look at some other Enter Here programs. Do something to start making a difference for you.